The Northern Ireland #2 against the Welsh #1, Gerwyn Price. These two will be lining up for their respective countries at the World Cup of Darts in a couple of weeks' time. They could meet each other in the quarter-finals because that's how the draw's panned out. You want to see how the World Cup draw is looking. Go to pdc.tv, the PDC website. The draw was made the other day. Some fascinating ties, but this looks like a fascinating tie as well, because so far today at the Dutch Darts Masters, the games have been either very, very close or completely one-sided. And history says that this one is going to be very, very close. Rob Malarkey joins me, Dan Dawson, in the commentary box for the history maker Brendan Dolan and the Iceman Gerwyn Price.
Yes, indeed it does, Dan, because of their three recent, or their only three encounters, I should say. One's been 10-9 in favour of Dolan. One has been 6-5 in favour of Price.
Throw first. Game on.
And Dolan won the other, their first meeting on the Pro Tour in 2015 by 6-4. So yes, it might be a match of very fine margins. 2 wins to 1 in favour of Dolan, but they haven't met since the Grand Slam of Darts in 2016. That was the one that Dolan won 10-9. And if history repeats itself here, we could be going all the way once again, as we did in our first 2 matches of the day so far.
58.
MVG against Barney and Chizzy against Ricky Evans. It was a very different story, though, for Glenn Durrant against Dennis Nielsen. Durrant through to the quarterfinals on the final day of the Dutch Darts Masters, and now has £50,000 on the PDC Order of Merit as well, since winning his tour card at the start of the year. Great achievement.
Here we go, not bad going for Gezi. He was excellent yesterday in beating Krzysztof Ratajski in the game I picked out as the tie of the afternoon session, and Gerwyn Price delivered. He was superb against Krzysztof. Won it 6-1 with 103 average. But that's a superb visit from Brendan Dolan, who averaged more than 97 in beating Stephen Bunting yesterday. Repeats that kind of stuff. He's got a chance here.
133.
Yeah, his finishing yesterday, 6 out of 8 on doubles for Brendan Dolan against Stephen Bunting. His finishing, actually, when I've seen him on the European Tour this year, has been pretty eye-catching as well.
60.
Wesley Plezier, 6-1 in his opening match on Friday. Didn't have to be brutal on his finishing, in all honesty, in that one.
This would be brutal.
Oh, 145. When you require 126.
Well, I was bracing myself for a big Iceman roar, but we don't quite get it. Can he get another one in there? Can he get one in double six?
140.
We have come within a whisker of 2 monumental
25.
finishes in this opening leg. As it is, it might be a rather routine double 12 here for Gerwyn Price to seal the deal. Guan from Gerwyn Price tells its own story.
Second leg going to throw first. Game on.
Good start to this one. Both men missing darts for 12 darters. Gezi Price tidying up with a 15 darter. Yeah, that win at the Grand Slam, their last meeting back in 2016, was the last time Brendan Dolan made a major quarter-final until the most recent World Championship, where he went and made the last 8 there.
45.
And completely changed his outlook in professional darts for the next couple of years, really. And this season, there's been some good stuff without
81.
any of those deep runs. Could come here this weekend, Brendan Dolan. Man who has made the final of this tournament before. That was the year prior to the
96.
era of MVG dominance at the Dutch Darts Masters. Kim Huybrechts won it in 2013. It's been MVG every year since.
128.
Yeah, Brendan Dolan playing on the final day of a Euro Tour event for the first time this year, and for the first time since the Danish Open last summer when he made the quarter-finals, lost to Steve West that day, having beaten MVG
95.
earlier on.
Well, I mean, look at this half of the draw. Michael van Gerwen, the 5-time winner of the title and world #1.
81.
Dave Chisnell, former winner in the Euro Tour, 5-time major finalist, holder of the highest average in a Euro Tour game. Glenn Durrant, The 3-time Lakeside World Champion, a winner of 2 titles this year.
45.
And one of the best performers on the circuit in 2019. And one of these two. At the moment, it is the Grand Slam champion and number 4 seed Gerwyn Price, who is looking more likely.
You require 56.
Yeah, watched by the green contingent there. Willie O'Connor and Mickey Mansell.
And you saw in the second leg.
That's Gerwyn Price.
Third leg, Brendan to throw first.
Takes out the second leg. Running sky blue, bit of sky blue thinking from Gerwyn Price today. Very fitting
82.
Sky blue thinking with Gerwyn Price. It's all about pushing the barriers with a bit of audacity, and that sums up Gerwyn Price, I feel.
81.
Good adjustment from Brendan.
85.
But not happy, not producing the stuff we saw from him yesterday against Bunting. Really good contest that between those two.
100.
And you mentioned Brendan's finishing that game. Ended up 6 out of 8 on his doubles. He was 5 out of 5 going into the final leg. And then as soon as he got to match darts, he did miss a couple.
97.
Well, Gerwyn Price has had a very productive 7 or 8 months or so, especially early this year when he won back-to-back titles on the Pro Tour.
39.
A couple of other semi-final appearances this year as well. He's riding high in the Players' Championship Order of Merit, not too far behind the new leader, Glen Duran.
Yeah, I mean, just looking on the Euro Tour this year.
59.
Quarter-final, European Darts Open, the German Darts Championship, the German Darts Open, the Austrian Darts Open. He is hitting that barrier of the last 8, but he's getting there the vast majority of times. Did miss out in Sindelfingen. And you mentioned one of the semi-finals he made was at the UK Open, and he was so close to beating the eventual champion. Nathan Aspinall really did look like he was playing the best darts out of everybody in that tournament in the latter stages. Looked like he was going to go and add a second major title to his collection. And to be honest, if it wasn't for a malfunction with his flight, he might well have done so.
34, and you require
because it came right at a crucial moment in the very back end of a hugely tight semi-final clash with Nathan Aspinall. Brendan is not going to split this. He's going to go straight at the double 19, and he's making life hard for himself.
19.
And it's just too hard.
And you require 89.
And this would be for a break of throw and a 3-0 lead. And Gerwyn Price sitting very pretty right now.
Fourth leg, Gerwyn to throw first.
Well, it's safe to say it is not the fired-up Gerwyn Price we saw against Krzysztof Ratajski yesterday. Those two do have a little bit of history, it has to be said.
58.
We saw the quite stunning combination of scream of celebration and sort of limp handshake at the end of the match.
97.
And for other people that say, I mean, there's a lot of people who genuinely seem to believe that the handshake, like if you players don't end up shaking hands at the end of the match, it is worse than spitting in their face or dancing on their relatives' graves. But he did give him a handshake. He just happened to be screaming right next to him as it took place. Not sure where that falls on the etiquette scale, but I thought it was quite amusing.
Well, it's multitasking.
Yeah.
Celebrating and fulfilling your post-match requirements all in one go. Do the interview as well. All in one go. Save time. It's all about efficiency. Gerwyn Price has been very efficient so far in this one as well, though. He's finished well. He's been scoring okay.
140. You require 167.
Well, there's somebody in the crowd who's more fired up than Gezi at the minute.
95. Brendan, you require 124.
Well, it's makeable. One treble gets him a dart at Bull. Oh, well, it does if you stay straight, and that's not happened.
38.
Just not happening for Brendan Dolan. It was a really strong start yesterday against Stephen Bunting. From the word go, he always looks as though he was going to make life difficult for Stephen Bunting, but he's nowhere near making life difficult here for Gerwyn Price. Price is cruising through this one so far. That's another neat and tidy checkout. Yeah. And he's 2 legs away from another Euro Tour quarter-final. He's had 4 so far this year, and he's on the verge of a 5th already. Yeah, 14 data, 15 data, a couple of 18 datas. It isn't stellar stuff, but it's enough against Brendan at the minute, which is kind of surprising the way Brendan has played. And that's finally a little bit of aggression from Gerwyn Price. Snarl from the Welshman, looking to set up a clash with Glen Durrance.
45.
Well, real opportunity here now for Price as well. Five perfect darts, make that 6.
77.
He has had a habit this year, as Gerwyn Price, of giving himself opportunities to hit the 9 darter. He did it repeatedly in the Premier League, missed the double for it when he was playing in Exeter. Brendan Dolan gets himself to a finish with a 180. Is that a distraction? Is it an incentive? Could we see perfection? No. Smaller boos their disapproval.
Well, he's on course for a potential 11 darter. It would be an 11 dart break as well.
96, going your goal 55.
15 for tops. Back there for double 10.
35.
Well, a slip this time, and Brendan is there to take advantage. So far in this game, Brendan has just been a little bit behind. Gezi has an average or poor leg, and Brendan's behind him. Gezi has a good leg. He's only just behind him. And even when the chances do arrive, Brendan Dolan is not able to capitalise.
Yeah, ushering him through the door here. He's already missed double 20 and double 10, but he doesn't miss double 10 with the first dart in hand there. It is another break of throw.
Game on.
13 dart break, 5-0. And this is turning out to be an afternoon to forget for Brendan Dolan.
Well, 99 average now for Gerwyn Price. Over the last couple of legs, 14 data and a 13 data has dragged that average up to where he's been living for most of this year. Certainly, you look at the Players' Championship stuff from Gezi,
49.
and he is averaging just over 99. The only people who've averaged more than him, Michael Van Gerwen and Rob Cross, the top 2 players in the world. That is the calibre of darts that the Iceman has been playing.
And it's why he was frustrated with that 49, because it left him on 180. He didn't get down to a finish. He does set himself high standards. There'll be no let up here from Gerwyn Price, or at least he wouldn't have wanted there to have been. But he's got so much in hand here on his throat. And Dolan will have to work hard to get down to a finish here as well.
100.
Not enough. Just not been there for the history maker today. Shakes his head, Gerwyn, but he's got time to play.
60.
Time to see it off. He can just chip away 60 at a time, and he's going to get match darts.
Yeah, there's a lot to be said, though. I think he would have liked to have finished on a high, bit of a flourish as well, just to give him something to
140.
work with going into the evening session.
60.
But no damage done here so far, but he needs to take this one out because Dolan's down to 58, but he's got 2 darts at tops now for a 6-0 win. And a place in the quarterfinals once again on the European Tour. Gerwyn Price, double 10.
50.
Celebrations on hold for the Iceman.
Brendan, you require
Well, to avoid the whitewash, but every single time Brendan Dolan has had a chance, he's fluffed his lines. Is there more fluffing on the way? No! Whitewash averted.
That was the first objective. Wry smile from Brendan Dolan. tells you that he knows he's got a long way to go here. But frustration, shake of the head from Gerwyn Price. He does look a little bit annoyed with himself there because he's let that one slip through his fingers.
No, he could have been already planning his trip back to the hotel or whatever he's planning to do between
25.
now and this evening's session. Job done with a minimum of fuss, but there's just a little bit more fussing that needs to be done for the Iceman.
140.
Yeah, this is where the danger lies, though. Dolan, if he holds here, 5-2, suddenly the scoreboard psychology changes completely. But he has got a long, long way to go.
100.
Well, if Glenn Durrant is watching this, I'm not sure he'll have learned a great deal about what he's up against, potentially, in Gerwyn Price tonight. He's not really been pushed, not put through his paces, not put under pressure. Not as yet. They have met a couple of times, Stuzzer and Price. Glenn was beaten in the semi-finals on one of those days in February when Gerwyn went on and claimed the title, playing absolutely sumptuous darts that weekend. But he did beat him at the Grand Slam of darts in November last year in the last leg decider in the group stages as Brendan stays there for double 11. Oh, it would have been a 12 darter, and it would have potentially been a route back into the game.
Well, this would be one way to finish with a flourish, wouldn't it, Gerwyn? To steal this one with Dolan waiting on 22.
145.
Well, Alan Norris produced the big one on day one. We've gone close since then as well. That was close for Gerwyn Price, but Dolan on the verge of making this 5-2, having trailed 5-0. Does not want to come inside with this second dart. That's a good miss.
No score.
Seemed to rush it. And Gerwyn Price in the very first leg of this match missed the ball for a 170, then came back to tidy up 25. Can he do exactly the same in what would be the last leg of the match? No, he cannot.
Brendan, you require 22.
I think Dolan's going to stick to his guns here with this double 11. He might have contemplated splitting this, but he has gone straight for the double 11. And he's found it. And the persistence has paid off there. And more frustration for Gerwyn Price, who is pegged back once again. Price had his opportunities, didn't take them, but he's out of the tracks very quickly in this 8th leg.
Well, he's missed 5 match darts already, Gerwyn Price. Already, you think he's going to get more in this leg. It's just how many he's going to need. It took
100.
Brendan Dolan 8 attempts to hit a double at the start of the game. Might take something similar at the end for Gerwyn Price to get the job done.
43.
There you see, a lot of missed doubles. 12 misses from Brendan Dolan. And he has missed darts in 3 of the legs that he's lost. And had he hit them, well, I mean, the scoreline could be reversed.
40. $115.
Well, doesn't get him to a finish there, Gerwyn Price. That's not the smartest of counting.
Ton 40 here for Dolan. Well, it's not going to happen now, but it would have been very, very welcome indeed. But at least Dolan is down to a finish. At least he's got a shot here.
$52.
Maybe, just maybe, those 5 mismatched darts may well take their toll on Gerwyn Price anyway when he does get down to a finish, if he gets down to a finish.
Beautiful dart, 51 for ball. Can't produce it. But there's no guarantee that Gerwyn Price is going to see this off, particularly with the way he's looked just a bit shoddy on the doubles at the end of the game. But can he finish it with a ton plus checkout? Double top.
90.
The weight goes on.
You require 24.
Agony for Gerwyn Price. Brendan Dolan. Gerwyn Price has looked at double 12 himself so many times today, and Dolan finds it first time of asking. It's another break. It's 3 legs without reply. Dolan throwing first here. This would trim it down to 5-4.
Well, he doesn't look worried, Gerwyn Price. He looks more confused because it is now 6 darts for the match he has missed.
100.
The 6th leg there, he missed a couple. He missed 3 in the following leg, and he's missed 1 at tops in that last one. He continues to put himself in positions to win legs. He's just actually doing it. That's the issue.
Yeah, started off with a 180 in that previous
40.
leg. Started off with a ton 40 in the leg before. He's been getting himself into those positions, as you say. And look at this, maybe another 180 on the cards here as well. And the scoring is there for Gerwyn Price. But over the last 3 legs, he's just lost his way in the closing stages. And that's just allowed Brendan Dolan to come back into it.
Well, there you see a 97 overall average.
97.
He is outscoring Brendan and has been doing all the way through the game. And yeah, 11 misses at double so far for Gezi, and half of those have come when the match is there.
$96.
Well, he's left himself a bogey number there, Brendan Dolan, not thinking clearly, and the pressure has not been applied to Gerwyn Price. So he can just set this up.
54.
And surely 3 darts in his hand, looking at the double he uses more than any other on the board, Gerwyn Price is finally going to win this match.
Well, he was 4 out of 4 on tops yesterday at one stage, Gerwyn Price.
So
you would like to think he can rely on his old friend once again. 7 match darts missed, but not an 8th. And I think it's safe to say Gerwyn Price will be a little bit relieved to have come through that one. He shakes the hand of Brendan